Hey folks, welcome to the studio here. We're here on the talking side of things on All In. I'm Brian Weatherford. This is All In with Brian Weatherford once again. Thank you for being with us today. So if you've ever gone through a part of life that we're all going to go through at some time, and you may need to get rid of some items that you really don't want around anymore. Maybe you inherited, maybe somebody wanted you to inherit them and you're not sure what to do with them. Thank goodness there's professionals out there to help us all. We all need pros, whether it's a car mechanic, a dry cleaner, a dentist, whatever it may be. Estate selling is one of those things that you're not even going to think about till you need it. So it's nice to get a little heads up on who to call should those services be needed by you or someone you know. We're lucky today. We have a couple of guys here in studio with us today, and that's exactly what they do with Dallas Estate Seller is the name of the company. We have Stephen King and Jose Tamayo. Did I nail it?
You got it.
Stephen,
good to
welcome
meet you.
aboard.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you as well. Jose, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you,
Estate
Brian.
selling.
Estate selling.
That's
It's one of those services you never really think about.
you don't.
And it's also a hobby, so there's a lot of different things.
But did it start as a hobby for you guys? Were you more on the buying side of things and got into
I
the
was
selling
on the
side of
buying
things?
side for a long time.
I think we both were for quite some time. And
Okay.
then, we found there was a lot of fun.
There's a need
and
for
a lot
it.
of, yeah, there's a need
Well, no,
for it.
sadly, and I embarrass myself for asking this, but did you? I hope the answer is no. But did you find yourself at a time in life where you needed an estate seller to?
No.
Not me personally, no.
But you see the need for that. And
Absolutely. Besides the buying aspect, because you have the shoppers aspect of it, the people that come to your sale that want to buy the items, but then you have your clients. So the clients, are the ones that are going to hire you to liquidate the estate.
Sure.
And not necessarily, all estates are due to death. A lot of things are downsizing or divorcing.
Yep.
So people call us and we liquidate those estates, give them some cash, and get them on their next journey.
Well, and let's back up here just a little bit because you both have very unique backgrounds that figures in nicely into what you're doing now.
It's a creative outlet, but we both love merchandising. He's done the corporate aspect. I did more of retail management aspect.
Yeah.
And so we always had a creative outlet.
So you're going to have probably the best looking estate sale I've ever been to when I walk in the door. But that's an important.
It's not just a garage sale.
No, it's not just a garage sale. And
Garage sale, you get those garage sale prices.
Yes.
You don't want a quarter for this or $1 for that. Sometimes we're trying to sell some high end things.
Some very high-end things.
Estates that can generate $250,000 in 3 days.
Right, yeah.
We like to think of our estate sales as a production on our show.
Well, no, it truly is.
We like putting on a show.
It truly is. It's very important, the stage and the merchandise, whatever.
Absolutely.
You don't just lop everything on a coffee table or a card table and say, go for it. And the first one through the door says, how much for the card table?
Right. It's exactly.
And you realize, this isn't the sell for you.
You get those higher end estates, and sometimes that they have, you have to look up auction records for artists. There's research. You hit eBay. You hit a lot of the merchandising aspects as far as researching price points, and it can be anywhere from Worth Point to First Dibs, and all of those have different calibers of prices. Some being really high, some being low, but you got to find that happy medium to be able to price it. And then over the 3 days of conducting the sale, you'll have a full price first day, 25% off the second day, and then we do half price on Saturdays, which everybody goes bonkers for half price.
Yeah. So, but speaking from experiential knowledge here, I was one of the guys that said we're going to come back Saturday, and it's gone.
If it's meant to be, and it's meant
gone.
to be. I have the same philosophy with my life.
Yeah, you gotta grab things when you see them because that person behind you is watching you to walk away.
Yeah.
So they can.
They're
go
wanting
ahead
you
and
to come
grab
back Saturday because they're going to buy it about 30 seconds after your tail's out in the
That's
car.
the first rule. Don't
see
show
every
any
week.
interest in the
Don't show any
product.
interest, move on.
There's nothing to see here.
Or get it right there and then.
So we met, probably about 10 years ago, and then the estate sale industry came into our lives, and Jose decided to go.
I was in the corporate design world for about 25 to 30 years, and that ended on a Thursday, and that following Monday I was doing this. So I knew exactly what I wanted to fall into. And it's been a very rewarding thing for me ever since.
Well, in a lot of ways, not just financially, but to help people in a very stressful time of their lives in a lot of cases.
You've got to, your clients, our clients that hire us, you have to be a little bit of a therapist. You have to be, you have to coax people to let go of things sometimes, or, if they, sometimes they don't want anything, so just a wide variety.
But we're actually helping people get through a really tough time in their life.
Very much.
And you don't realize that until you're actually in it, and you see the emotions that people go through when their things are displayed. And when they're displayed in such a nice way, such a beautiful way. And that's very rewarding. Yeah.
That's where your background comes in. Right
absolutely,
there. And a lot of times people have an emotional attachment to things, and in their mind, the intrinsic value of the object is higher than it really needs to be.
Yeah.
And you have to, I guess, you have to walk on eggshells when you're dealing with
a little bit, because just because somebody paid $100 for something, yesterday or 10 years ago or 20 years ago doesn't mean it's going to be worth $100 now.
Correct.
But things things go up, things go down, and people can sometimes get tied to a price point. If I don't get $100 for that, or $75 or $50, I'm going to keep it. But let me do my job, and I'm going to give you a big fat check at the end of it, and you're just going to be.
And then you're happy
when it's all said and done. Do you try to encourage or discourage the people to actually be at the home during the estate sale?
I discourage. It's not written that you can't be there, but you're going to affect other potential shoppers buying things.
Yeah.
I've gone to an estate sale that's being run by a family, and you see people in the corner touching, talking about like, oh my God, they're touching great aunt and Nan's, prized possession. And
I wasn't allowed to touch that till I was 30.
The white living room that nobody was allowed to go into. They're sitting on the couch. Oh my gosh, so you're afraid to touch anything. So that.
But we also encourage people to be there during the whole setup process, because it's nice to have a little bit of history behind things, where it came from, a little bit of provenance on things. So it's helpful then. But for the sale, like he said, it is a little emotional.
Well, so let's start from start to finish.
Sure,
right? Because you don't just show up on Friday and start pricing things.
No, we have about a 2-week process. Yes. After you find us, and we agreed to go forward with your estate. We pick a date. It's usually a 2-week process. We come in the first week, we'll start pulling everything out of the cupboards, pulling everything out of the garage, getting the display tables, the tablecloths. We start doing vignettes and going through
we try and group things together that are kind of meant to be together. You wanna create a scene for that shopper. You want to give them an illusion of what it's going to look like in their house, because some people come in, they come in to shop, but they don't really know how to put things together. So we put things together for them in such a way that they can visualize how it's going to look in their place. That also gives the item a value.
Yeah, we go through, we put all the linens out of everywhere, and we make a linen room. There's an office room, garagey stuff goes to the garage, kitchen gets all pulled out because you can't shop from a cupboard or a drawer. So everything gets pulled out, and we go through after a couple days of that. Then we'll go through and we process and price everything. There's called fair market value.
Okay.
So if a pie tin selling for $5 to $10, we usually put $4 or $5 on it. Then you get to some more, rarities.
Going back to fair market value, today's market is really eBay, it's Amazon, it's the internet.
Yeah, the internet's it's just another industry that has been touched by the internet.
And everyone that comes in through that door comes in with that smartphone, and they're looking things up, and they're looking for the value.
Yeah. Wait, I can get that on eBay for $10 and free shipping, and you have $50 on it, or you don't want to look like a fool, because then everybody's going to look around the rest of the house.
So you have to make sure you're pricing things fairly.
Wow. But an important thing with all the stuff that you guys bring from your prior lives, pre-estate selling to what you're doing, if I am a customer, chances are I may do one of these things in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. You guys are going to do a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had people that we've done multiple sales for. They've had multiple estates, or like their husband's estate, or their parents' estate, and then they've decided to downsize. And so sometimes you do get the joy of having somebody choose you repeatedly. I think I'm doing them some justice.
Well, I'm interested in something before I forget. When I was looking at the sheet, you talked about the 3 Ds of estate sale. What are the 3 Ds? It's killing me.
Well, there's divorce, there's death, and there's downsizing.
Okay, so that's the 3 Ds. We didn't touch on those.
Those are pretty much the 3 Ds that the country or the industry kind of bases the sales on. But there are also things like there's relocation, there's real estate when you're wanting to sell a home, and redecorating. So in a sense, there are also 3 Rs.
Wow, it's there's a lot of alphabets involved in this industry.
There's a lot of
folks.
alphabet involved.
But there's probably only 10% of our estates are death. Mostly it's empty nesters.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. So people that all the kids went away to school. They don't have to. Why do I need a 3-bedroom house that's 2,500 square feet anymore? I just want, they want to get to something more manageable for that next step.
I don't want to mow. My gardener's off at college.
And we have people who are really big into donating, and we encourage people, try and sell what you can during the estate sale. At the end of the sale, we always try and arrange some sort of charity donation for it.
Well, and that's something I want to touch on, because sadly we're about out of time, but one other service that you offer, at the end of the day, when everything's sold, everybody's gone, you can help them dispose of what's left.
Absolutely.
It's
and
not
maybe
my
get a
stuff
write-off
at the
for
end
it,
of the
too.
day, and we work well with the American Lung Association. They're a great
That's
charity,
correct.
and we can
We have
schedule
other charities in town that we work with as well that
can
come
use
in
it.
and take everything.
You can use a charity near and dear to your heart, So
And you can help facilitate that as well. Again, folks, that's Stephen and Jose here with Dallas Estate Seller. Boy, this was a quick segment.
It's quick.
But it's something
pretty
that's
fast.
really important. And folks, we've had
Absolutely.
the website here online. Check them out. And we're going to be back here in a little bit, because I have some more questions for these guys, because it is such a big deal. Can y'all hang another segment?
absolutely.
All right, we're going to be right back with them, right back with you. We're going to talk more about estate sales. Thank you.